Peace, love, and light, everyone, and welcome to the performance segment of the Wellbeings Podcast. And our theme is Spirituality, Part 1 in a World. I'm going to pass things over to Caroline to introduce yours truly.
Yeah. So we're going to start this wonderful subject performance section with the wonderful Adriana. I am Adriana T. And one of the things that I keep saying, and I will continue to say, that I love about Adriana when she performs is her honesty. Her honesty is plain and clear to see. But also, for me, I Am Adriana T has a delivery style that is hard to ignore. She delivers with power and presence. And I always leave listening to one of I Am Adriana T's pieces with lots of thoughts firing off, and I have to review it. I never get it all in the first round. So if you're ready for some deep wordsmith, here she is. I am Adriana T.
Peace, everybody. So I dove headfirst into this theme, right? At the idea of spirituality in both the inner world and the outer world. Funny enough, I actually wrote part 2 first and realized that it was more directed towards the outer world. This piece, titled Look at God, Part 1, is an honest deep dive into what a meditation session looks like for me. Like when I go into meditation, this is exactly what happens. This is the interactions that happen. And I felt like, to peel back another layer of me and get to know me a little bit better, you might as well know what's going on in my head a little bit, right? So, without further ado, here is Look at God, Part 1. Head up, shoulders back, quiet stillness, notice. Does one specific chakra need my full focus? Palms up to receive, or which mudra should I use? I ponder how I'm feeling to know what to choose. Inhale and hold for a count of 4. Eyes closed yet open to spiritual doors. Exhale and release for a count of 4 more. What's out of my control isn't mine to endure. Needs become simpler. Wants inspire meaning. Guidance felt and heard while consciously breathing. I acknowledge spirit first, giving thanks for the privilege to fellowship, request, acquire from, and visit my spirit guides, ancestors, and the Most High itself. I make a point to lead in gratitude before asking for help, requesting some clarity, vision, or direction. I take accountability for current imperfections, own up to my slips, trips, stumbles, and falls, extending more thanks for helping me crawl. From underneath the weight of temporary misconceptions, I enable my mind to use against me as weapons. Then I ask, pray, devise, address, and manifest, in rhythm with the measured rise and fall of my chest. When tapping into myself, this is how it tends to go. Adriana, from 0 to today years old, I love you with all that my heart can hold, from the heights of my spirit to the depths of my soul. Thank you for taking our steps in stride, allowing me at 36 to conduct this ride, until my turn when our birthday beckons, to pass the baton to me at 37. Setting intentions, making sure to listen when young and older selves bring forth their opinions. Shedding light on the future, making sense of the past, walking with me through the present, answering when I ask. If any emotion, part, or age has something they need or want to say, disagrees or has questions, please bring it to the space. Everything is welcome, even complaints. Whether it's a monologue, statement, a song, or silence, confirming there's nothing at all, the sense of alignment invokes a calm that coaxes my strength to carry on, confronting all topics that come to mind, from issues to traumas to dreams of mine, transcribing motion pictures I dwell in my sleep, intangible ambitions I intend to reach. Before affirmations and visualizations, I allocate time for appreciation,
Mm.
sending peace, love, light, heart, honor, and respect to myself and spirit team. I never forget that they are the root to my success. Therefore, they deserve my total best. My door revolves and never closes to them. Communication is welcome, no matter when. I restate that to them every time for a reason. I believe if you mean it, it deserves repeating. Then I
Mm.
say my I ams, owning each one. Take a peek at vibrations of what's to come. Then a few deep breaths really filling my lungs, amplifying while releasing. My session is done. My body tingles, my third eye beats, my eyes flutter open as I soothingly breathe, smiling to myself, absorbing the magic, proud of my practice to make this a habit. Next level focus, unmatched clarity, shedding the lies, preserving sincerity, removing the blinders that bound my sight, revealing the darkness, summons the light. When you go within, your inner world opens to fix all that's broken, where time is frozen. Masks are replaced by personal reverence, imploring you to see why flaws are irrelevant, exposing the pathway to the fullness of favor, self love, tranquility, and the grace of the Creator.
Mm.
Look at God.
Mm.
Now,
Now
you know, I had to take
that's
some
a
notes on
stretch.
that.
Sheesh. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was
Now,
just
I was saying that, you know,
overlooking.
I had to take some notes on that. He was dropping it for sure. Look at
Mm.
God. You know, two parts stood out to me. It was the part that you said, eyes closed yet open to spiritual doors. And leading, when you reference leading in gratitude before asking for help, it was just like, all right, yeah, I'm thankful for what I'm about to receive beforehand. Yeah, I love it.
Mm.
I love
100%.
it. I love it. Thanks for sharing as always.
Yeah, you definitely you was yeah, bars on top of bars, just follow bars. There was a prison cell. There was a lot of bars. Yo,
Bar. That's a
yo,
bar.
yo. No, I'm telling you, but wow, that's like the perfect meditation, the perfect stretch, the perfect time for yourself. Like that's a perfect reflection while doing a stretch and meditation. Like that was the parallel. Like what you was thinking, what you go through is like why you're doing these
Oh, she's froze.
my when I'm doing when I'm doing my stretches to actually take the time with me, like you know what I'm saying, not to rush the time, not to count the breaths because I just try to get to the sixth or the fourth, or just to like, but to actually have that intimate time and to really go into those portals and those doors, you know what I'm saying, actually have that gratitude in each step. I love that. That was good.
And
Appreciate you. Thank you.
I like the bit where you said about passing the baton to yourself,
Hmm.
36 to 37, and the what came into my mind visually was like the circle, and that's what we're doing. We're spiraling, and it's all a cycle. So you're running the track for the 12 months, and then you pass the baton to your next self for the next year, and then off you go again, spiraling up and up. I love that. That really sparked off, and I like when you said, "If you mean it, repeat it," because I think as well.
I like that one too.
Yeah, you did say make a noise at the time, and I think what I like about that, I don't know if anybody else experiences this, but sometimes I'm just like, am I slow? Because why do I need to hear things over and over and over and over and over again. I'm supposed to know this, but I
We're
still,
human.
yeah,
We're
exactly.
human though. We need constant reinforcement, right? Like,
No, the thing is that when you hear, sorry, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No,
no, go
go on.
ahead.
That's me though.
Go ahead.
That's me though. No, I'm sorry. No, you go. I didn't mean to cut you off. That was
You
rude.
straight. I was just reinforcing. I mean, like, part of the journey, right, is gaining confidence in self. So, in order to get there, if you don't have it already, if you're still trying to build up that muscle, especially with meditation, you have to repeat yourself, right? You have to convince yourself that you're doing the right thing when you're starting. And then once you get into the mix of it, once you start feeling the feels, once you start really realizing that, dang, this is some magical stuff, you know, um, you reinforce that to not only keep yourself motivated, but also to say, hey, I realize how special this is. I realize how much of a gift this is. Because I think that's why a lot of people get caught up in their thoughts with it, because they're paying too much attention to the technicality to get the magic of it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, as
Yeah.
far as, like, even down to the what Caroline mentioned with when I'm talking about passing the baton from 36 to 37, it's important to tap in with spirit and give gratitude and give thanks and everything, right? But you also have to give thanks to your previous and future selves, because they're the drivers of your life. You know what I'm saying? And all of those people, all of those versions of yourself, I should say, got you to where you are. And the versions of yourself to come need to feel that love in order to feel confident enough to take on that baton. It gets deep when you really think about it, in my opinion, anyway.
I feel you for sure, 100%. Um, I want to say like that's me. Like I used to probably act myself, but I understand that you learn something so many different ways. You learn one lesson so many different times in so many different ways. You could read a paragraph 5 times and understand it 5 different ways. It hits different at different parts of your understanding within yourself, within your spirit. So
Hmm.
to me, like I don't think that it's a slow thing. I don't believe it's a slow thing or a bad thing or a wrong thing to have to either repeat something, like to repeat something to get a better understanding because you're getting a deeper understanding. Somebody could read something one time and they could have an understanding of it and they could teach it to somebody, but you might not get it the way they understood it the first time, but you understood it in a way, even if you don't consciously understand it yet, you understand it. By the time you read it the third time, you know it better than that person that read it that first time and understood it. You understand it deeper and in different ways. So it's not a bad thing to have to learn something over and over. It's usually a good thing. Like like even things that are uncomfortable. Nothing is mistake. Nothing is everything is the way it's supposed to be.
That
Supposed to.
makes me think about music, right? So listening to Marvin Gaye when I was in high school is different than listening to Marvin Gaye now. The words mean something now. Before it was
100%.
like, yeah, this is good music, but now it's like, nah, he was talking that took Sam Cooke especially, Donny Hathaway. Oh my gosh. That
Different
music
understand
now
different
at this
respect.
stage in my life is like, geez.
It
100%.
evolves as you do.
There's levels to it, and the other thing that came to my mind listening to what you're saying, Cynthonia, what you said, Adriana, and now what you've added, I, is that it's gone.
He's
Oh God, what was it? That's it. That we're in the present moment. So every moment is a new moment. Every day is new, you're dealing with every moment that's new, every day that's new, so we have to, it doesn't work. The science or the mathematics of this existence that we're in doesn't work in a way where you just stack things up. It works in a repetitive way. And like Emmanuel said, it is realizing that there's and you said it, Cynthonia, actually, the depths it is like when you mentioned peeling back an onion in the actual podcast, Emmanuel. That's like experiences. There's different depths to the experiences. So you start off, you might have one experience at the age of 8 that teaches you about, you know, friendship or whatever. At the age of 46, my lessons are going to be different. And I think that is why it's dangerous to hold on to stuff as well, you know. And being someone that's sensitive, I've held on to, the more I grow in myself and the more peace I find and the more healing I find, the more absurd it is for me in my mind that I held on to certain things. Because they're so long ago and I'm not that person anymore, and they're probably not that person anymore. And I was telling my daughter just the other day that, you know, when she was telling me about a situation with someone who was acting a bit nuts, and I says to her, you know, don't waste your time trying to figure out why they're acting like that. They probably don't even know why they're acting like that. You know, we make all these assumptions about, you know, that they're doing it on purpose or they're no, maybe not. And you spend the time trying to figure out yourself, not trying to figure out why somebody else is doing whatever. You know, one of the greatest gifts I've got spiritually is you mentioned it in your piece, Adriana, alignment. That's all it is. It's either in alignment and it fits with who you are right now at this time and you can move with it, or it's out of alignment. And if it's out of alignment, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with them. It just means that you don't fit. That kind of knowledge, man, if I'd have had that knowledge in my late teens or in my early 20s, my trajectory would have been different.
Right. I think everybody should say that.
It wasn't supposed to be, though.
Right. You have to learn the way you learn.
All right.
So, anyway, that was an amazing piece, Adriana. That was amazing. Just wanted to say. You always come through, though.
I appreciate the love, everybody. With that being stated, Caroline, tell us what you've got for us or what you're going to insert for us.
So,
sorry, I had to do it. It jumped out.
Are you singing the good Caroline song or the one that says that roses always smell like
Oh, dang, I guess. All right, sorry. I take it back. I don't know the good one.
Oh, sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba.
That's what I was saying. Sweet Caroline.
All right, sorry. The sweet one, that's the one I'm singing.
Let's not even talk about, oh, Carolina. I get dirty old black men singing that to me when I say what my name is. They start singing, Carolina, come wipe on me. I'm like, no, thank you. Not today.
Dang, I'm sorry. I fell right into the loop too. So.
All right, so I'm going to insert my piece, Aurelia. I might read it. I'll read it now, and then I'll insert the piece. Sneak peeks into close dreams, actualized as I shudder and burrow into spaces discovered inside this chrysalis. Covered, my skin has smothered my will, encasing my being to activate seeing. Darkness is my comfort, black spaces, safe haven. Eyes shut, time stops. As there is no pill for this, no quick fix, I listen acutely. The healing is within me. Cannot reach or run, just stand firm, allowing mind to be the driver, focusing all on arrival, overcoming and touching the light at the end. Reality now does bend. Self-control, empath divine, feminine, reclined deep into tides. I was drowning. Feeling it all, every look, every thought, all the vibes had consumed me. The waves loomed tall. Where my mind's future lay, that she is now me. At the apex, exhausted, exalted, anointed. My perspective is picked, and unlike patchy skin that's changing through stages, mine stays fixed on the one that speaks of risk, courage, love, and grit. I simply cannot exist in a victim pit. The light is me, and I glow bright. The light is me, and I glow bright. I feel the tide. When I feel the tide about to sweep me deep and far. I close my eyes. Open this heart. Hey, 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 hey. Fortified at 46, I've multiplied. Turned 1 to 3, my world a dream. These 2 offspring, my everything. The truth that stares me square in eyes, divinely mirrored. My child, the love that spreads in both of their presence is the love I give, my soul, my essence. Hey! So I forgive, so I let go, so I release, so I can flow. Holding the hate, the pain, the disdain was certainly a chalice, pouring poison in my veins. So I say, how do I know that the book has closed and a new one chose? I say, there is no doubt when a chrysalis crumbles and all of the jumbled up thoughts form a line, cohesion comes so clear in the mind, synchronized. Yeah. Hey. Hey. There are wings and a silence, not quiet, a silence. There are visions so clear, I can feel I've been there. There are wings and a silence, not quiet, a silence. There are visions so clear, I can feel I've been there. At 8 years old, he took my hand. I see this daily, repeat prescription. He says, it's okay. Come on, Kaz. And off we go, up our path. I see the peace, the release, flying free with wings, expanded to full capacity, authenticity, forever and beyond. Unconditional love, deep, pure and strong. So many days I've prayed to the Most High. Why me? What have I done to deserve a love so pure and forgiving? You is the answer. You is the key. You is the mirror. You are simply me. Didn't I, didn't know, didn't know. Didn't know, 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 didn't And it started off as a poem in the midst of what I'm dealing with. I've started to write the book as well now. And I'm about 3/4 of the way through the book. And I'm thoroughly enjoying writing this book. I'm getting downloads like you wouldn't believe. And my ears literally like throbbing. So this is the poem, Aurelia. Sneak peeks into close dreams, actualized. As I shudder and burrow into spaces discovered inside this chrysalis. Covered, my skin has smothered my will, encasing my being to activate seeing. Darkness is my comfort. Black spaces, safe haven. Eyes shut, time stops. As there is no pill for this, no quick fix, listening acutely, the healing is within me. I cannot reach or run, just stand firm, allowing mind to be the driver, focusing all on arrival, overcoming and touching the light at the end. Reality now does bend. Self-control, empath, divine, feminine, reclined deep into tides. I was drowning, feeling it all, every look, every thought, all the vibes had consumed me. The waves loomed tall. Where my mind's future lay, that she is now me. At the apex, exhausted, exalted, anointed. My perspective is picked, and unlike patchy skin that's changing through stages, mine stays fixed. On the one that speaks of risk, courage, love, and grit. I simply cannot exist in a victim pit. Mm-hmm. The light is me, and I glow bright. Even when I feel the tide about to sweep me deep and far, I close my eyes, open this heart. Fortified at 46, I've multiplied. Turned 1 to 3, my world a dream. These 2 offspring, my everything. The truth that stares me square in eyes, divinely mirrored, my child, my child. The love that spreads in both of their presence is the love I give, my soul, my essence. So I forgive, so I let go. So I release, so I can flow. Holding the hate, the pain, the disdain was certainly a chalice, pouring poison in my veins. So I say, how do I know that the book has closed and a new one chose? I say there is no doubt. When a chrysalis crumbles and all of the jumbled up thoughts form a line, cohesion comes so clear to the mind, synchronized. There are wings and a silence, not quiet, a silence. There are visions so clear that I can feel I've been there. At 8 years old, he took my hand. I see this daily, repeat prescription. He says, it's okay, come on, Kaz. And off we go, up our path. I see the peace, the release, flying free, with wings expanded to full capacity. Authenticity, forever and beyond. Unconditional love, deep, pure, strong. So many days I've prayed to the Most High, why me? What have I done to deserve a love so pure and forgiving? You is the answer. You is the key. You is the mirror. You are simply me. Aurelia.
That was a mic drop at the end, though. You are simply me. You know, something that really jumped out to me was how there's a parallel between what Adriana shared and what you shared with the eyes closed. And you didn't say opening spiritual doors, but you said opening your heart. There was something else that you said too. When you shut your eyes, time stops. And it's simple, but it stood out to me because, like, I was listening to a project. What was it? Was it a podcast? It must have been. But they were talking about how time is an illusion. And when you do shut your eyes, it's like, for real, what is time?
Yeah. I'm obsessed with time, and God keep telling me stop being so upset. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me, man. Because I am like, I've got about 20 clocks in my room. It's not even a joke. And God has been telling me for years, stop obsessing with time because it's not even real. I think it goes back to being a single parent and trying to, you got school run, you got to get to work, you got to get back to pick them up, and before the nursery starts charging you if you're 10 minutes late. And there's been a period of time where time was so, I had to be on time, if that makes sense. Yeah. But I'm not in that time. I'm not in that anymore, and it is a construct. And this situation again, it's been a huge realization, which is why I'm really grateful for what you said, Emmanuel, because that's really the bottom line. A big part of what God's showing me is like, you need to get off this clock thing.
Can we talk about how you made calculus sound so damn cool as well? Like that section, like the 45 to 46 and the two, like that was dope. That was hip hop. First of all, that was just sick. I have to acknowledge that. But a huge piece for me was also the mirrors, right? I think a lot of people have trouble with even that task. Like I've asked a few people in life, like, to try to, at the very least, give themselves some love every day and look in the mirror and tell themselves that, they love themselves. And they find that the most difficult task to do. And I think that's because we spend so much time absorbed by all that life throws at us that we forget about ourselves, right? So to be able to acknowledge that in yourself, especially while you're going through such complications, is a beautiful thing. And then to describe it in the way you did was just very, very vivid. I really appreciated that, because a lot of people need to hear that. You don't need to just see yourself as beautiful when you're all done up. I mean, please hype yourself up, toot your horn, but it's best to love on yourself when you're in your sweatpants and you just waking up. Maybe you got some drool on your face. You got to get the sleepers out your eyes, sort of thing. Like that is when a person should feel the most vulnerably beautiful. No matter what. I thought that was great.
Oh, thank you. And isn't it a sign of insanity when all we can, where our outer is like this defining thing? If that's not a sign of an insane society, like a friend of mine, he's a filmmaker, and he filmed a guy called Max who has a disability, and he always needs assistance. He needs assistance to get out of bed. He needs assistance to shower and dress and all that kind of thing. But he's got the spirit of a warrior, and he went up Mount Everest on the back of a horse. So my friend was filming this journey, and every part of that journey was painful for Max. But his spirit was so strong that he weren't stopping, and his girlfriend was with him, and his girlfriend's fully able-bodied and everything else. And he was just like, I want to prove something. And I'm like, I couldn't do that. I'm not even fronting. Like, I know my capabilities. That would be a challenge for me as an fully able-bodied person. But to be in the level of pain that he's describing and still do that. And I think, that bit about you are simply me. We are God. And it's sad. I think the work that I've done in my life has been really showing me this. It's really sad again that we can see the beauty in others, but we can't necessarily see it in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And when people say and do things to drum negativity into your head, whatever that is, whoever that is, how deeply that can stick. They always say, like, you can have 100 positive comments, but that one negative one, you get these celebrities, people, whoever, people in position that don't really feel that are able to handle this stuff, and they'll say, it's that one negative comment. Everyone can tell me I'm amazing, but that one. So that bears thinking about, and I do think it for myself as well. I have to really work on that self-love thing and saying, and it can be emotional, really getting to the root of that and just keep saying, I'm deserved, I am beautiful, I am allowed to say I am beautiful, I am allowed to say I am strong, I am mighty, I'm a God, I'm allowed to say that. And every time I do, I empower myself just that little bit more. So that's all I'm hoping to kind of get across to people in this piece, is that
I think you did.
Yeah.
I believe you did, and I believe that in this, and it really shows like the strength of your spirit. Honestly, like it's more developed than you think, or strong. Like from the way you describe what you're going through, all over your body, and then the gratitude that you have. And even when it's painful and it's hurting, and you could even describe the ugliness of it, you can also speak about the beauty of being able to do X, Y, and Z. And then even multiplying 1 into 3, and then the 2 that you created. Like you're dealing with something that is pain, that hurts. That's not something that you can ignore. It's every day. You know what I'm saying? So when you get up, it's hard to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But you still, it's not even like you're complaining, and it's not even like you're complaining. It's like you're stating the fact of what you're going through, but then it's all the grace and all the grace for anything that you have done, the gratitude for everything that you're still able to do, and everything that you're able to accomplish. And then it's just the love that you have for what you created and those around you. I think that's a strong spirit, like right there, right? That's what I take. I love that poem too. Y'all doing your thing there. All right, cool.
Thank you, guys. All right, so are we ready?
Hold up. I have before we go to my apologies, and you can cut this out if you want. But I'm nosy. Is Aurelia your middle name? I just have to know for the sake of the title.
Aurelia is another word for chrysalis.
Oh, okay.
So a chrysalis is not the same as a cocoon. A chrysalis is the caterpillar. It's formed out of the caterpillar's body, whereas a
Right.
cocoon is something that is woven by the moth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference. So that's why I used chrysalis, because it feels like it's forming out of my body, and then I'm breaking out of this shell that my body has formed. So aurelia is another term for chrysalis, and it means golden.
And it's a
Dope.
beautiful name too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Dope. That's dope.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to move on to. I'm not sure if we're having music today, poetry or rap, and that's always what's exciting about unwrapping the gift that is I Am I. You don't know what you're going to get, what's in there today. But as stated, we absolutely love I Am I's music, his strong delivery, his intelligent wordplay. I mean, I will take this opportunity actually to just say again that meeting I Am My sister Irija on the podcast was another reflection. You're a very intelligent family. Like the I love the fact that you can see the thought process and it's so genuine. Ain't no chat GPT going on here. So over to you, I Am I.
Thank you very, very much. And today I'm going to be sharing two pieces. One short, one is like a verse that I'm going to be doing a cappella. I'll start with the spoken word one though. It's called I See You. I see you. I see the truth in you. The truth that exposes the delusion that you are anything other than the root. I see you. I see your family tree in your eyes. Your eyes tell the tale of Genesis, the mother of creation, the source divine. I see you. I see you past your flaws, perfectly imperfect, checkered past and all. I see you as you are. I see you. I see you in a lonely place. How could you be so blind? You're still regretting the love you left behind. Open your eyes. That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I peeped that nod to Common. Okay. 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 Okay.
Bobby Caldwell. Yeah.
Fire.
We're gonna go on to Espiritu. This is a verse. I don't know if I'm gonna turn it into a song, but it came from being on the Jam Rock cruise and thinking about what to present for the Well-Beings podcast on spirituality. So Espiritu. Off on a spiritual cause, bon voyage. This time around, I'm with the human squad. I want to speak to the operator who's in charge to evolve. Do I need to choose a god? And if I don't, am I doomed to fall? If there's a hell below, then as above, so below, and we all in the same boat. The aim is to stay afloat as we charter waters. Hail Marys and our fathers won't stop the ship from sinking. No amount of faith can change the situation. Best to practice patience, acceptance, remember to breathe, remember the scene from the Matrix. If you had a choice, which pair would you have taken? I'm thinking, my spirit guides for showing me the way. Through all of my experiences, I've grown the most from pain. With all of our differences, we're all one and the same. It's spiritual.
Yeah. That one. You
Dig that.
said maybe that's so below, so above. So we all the same. The goal is to stay afloat. That's hard if you really think about what you just said. Well, you thought about it, you wrote it, but that's hard. That's so below, right? What you think? Yeah, but that was dope though. But the first one, let me say on the first one, I'm not gonna lie, I was thrown off a little bit because like I was like listening to the lyric to the to the flow of the poetry. Then when you went into like I tried to catch on, but I know I missed some of the words. Like I missed some of the words. I'm not gonna lie in that little part right there. But if I would have been prepared for it, like the creativeness of how you went, like is dope. Is really nice how you and it's like a country kind of twang to it. Like it was dope. I'm mad. I did miss those couple of words though when you first started like going into it. So I missed the objective of what you were saying in that piece.
I mean,
We'll
what
catch it
I
on the
like.
playback.
Sorry.
Nah, I said we'll catch it on the playback.
Yeah, for sure.
That first piece for me just felt like, again, you know, what everybody wants to hear is that I see you and I see you. You know what I mean? Not the facade, not what you got, not what you look like, not what you're wearing. You know, what was the line about the roots? Something about the roots.
It is right. I see the truth in you, the truth that exposes the illusion that you are anything other than the root.
Yeah, man. You strip it all back, and that's what you get is beauty and love. Everything else is these layers of life, and it, you know, that's on top of it. But for somebody to say, "I see you," and what I see is beauty and light, and you know, you are the root, you are the truth. Beautiful, man. I love that.
Thank you very much.
Another full circle as well, right? Like in both pieces, truthfully. Like in the first, to basically empower yourself. And then the second piece was the nod to spirit. Because I'm sure on that cruise, you had plenty of dope ocean views, right? And in the ocean or by the ocean or by the beach, in my personal opinion, is one of the most clarifying places to commune with spirit and to feel that energy. You know what I mean? Because there's so much natural beauty, but there's also a power. Because you don't want to mess with the ocean. No one knows the depths of the ocean, and yet it's such a beautiful thing to behold. So I thought that was a cool back and forth, and then the full circle moment of you seeing you, right? That's that mirror moment. That's that acknowledgement that I want you to know that I love you first. Therefore, I can spread my love and be that light. It's dope.
Thank you. Yeah, that was the second one in what they called the library on the ship, but you couldn't read any of the books. So I was like,
what?
I can't read these books because they're in a case that's locked.
Right.
I said, you know what? I'm just gonna write something then. And I started writing, and oddly enough, I was looking out onto the ocean as the boat was moving, the ship rather was moving. So that was definitely one of those moments of clarity.
Just to that point, Adriana said it's a little bit off, but I went on a jet ski once in Barbados in my early 20s. Yeah, I went on a jet ski out into the middle of the ocean, but it was driven by this dude, right? That you know, you pay and they take you on the jet ski. But it's Barbados, so people like to play the fool. So this man rode the jet ski all the way out, like into what felt like the middle of the ocean, and then proceeded to get up and say, "Do you want to drive it?" The thing's shaking, right? And I'm looking, sit down. I'm looking and I can see the water's black. I have never felt so small in my life. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what nature, in the future, we're all going to get to go out and about in this world together and do some globe trotting together and see some of these wonders of the world. But it did make me think of that, you know, we can feel so big, and we are, but we're also so small. We're such a little dot on this. And there's more water, isn't there, on this planet than there is land?
Yep.
I didn't drive it. I told him to stick his backside down. Down.
See, I would have tried.
By the way, I didn't do it.
I was terrified, man. I can't lie. You couldn't even see. All it just was black. You couldn't see anything. It was that deep that it's black. And obviously, he's doing this every day. But this is the only time I've ever been out to the middle of the ocean.
Right.
And if I'd have fell in there, what's in there? You don't know what's in there. We should be afraid of the sea to some level.
you trying to tell everybody else, you gotta be afraid. You should be. No, that's so funny. Can I tell you though? Like I don't, real quick, because like anytime I go anywhere, I always go jet skiing. Anytime I go anywhere, I always go jet skiing on all the waters, right? Every single time, like I go all the way out, I do have this feeling, right? Like when I go so far out, like I want to hurry up and get back. And I never really understood like why. Like I love to do it. Like I love to go all the way out. I think I feel small. I think I feel like, like really small. And it's just so much, like, it's just so much. And I just like, I don't know. I just feel like I need to go back. Like, I don't know. That's so funny because I never had the thought like that I feel small. I just had something that made me feel like, all right, that's time to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I always crave to go out there. It's funny. It's funny. Yeah, sorry about that.
That and the further you go out, the more likely you are to meet some rather large sea creatures too.
That
Just depending on what body of water you are in, you know what I'm saying? You might
that's
meet
true.
Sure. Just saying. But without further ado, Queen Jet Skier. That's on my bucket list. I haven't done that yet. I parasailed but never jet skied. But I'm excited to hear this masterpiece you have composed for us, Tom. What direction did you decide to take us in when it comes to spirituality, the inner work?
Masterpiece, but so like for me, right, spirituality has it's so complex to me. There's so many different aspects or different areas that you could be working on in your spirituality. Like you could have to deal with control or fear, anger. There's so many different complexities, right? So for me right now, like for what I wanted to do, I wrote a short story. It started to get like into a long story, so I had to just pick three and go with three things that I'm currently dealing with or working towards. So I picked those things and I wrote a short story. Now the story it's not a true story. It's based off of true information, but the story is made up. Like I never was no Olympic wrestler. All right, so I just want to say that. So it's called Off the Mat. So, how did a girl who was headed for Olympic wrestling end up a holistic wellness coach speaking on world stages? That was the question. I could have given a polished answer. Sometimes life redirects you to your true purpose. But it wasn't that simple. It's never that simple. So I exhaled, smiled, and said, I had to lose everything I identified myself with, let go of control I never really had, and started to lean into that little voice I never paid attention to. I started to shed into somebody I really respected. I started telling the interviewer as I started to remember. I was 17 when I got the diagnosis. Wrestling was everything. My body, my security, my power. I wasn't just winning. I wasn't simply a future champion. I was the future face of the sport. Tournaments, state titles, college scouts. My coach would always remind me how I commanded the mat. But no one saw what was going on between practices, how the silence of my pains made me hoarse and my body ached worse. No one saw how I rolled out of bed because my lower back was as stiff as a cube of ice, or how the ibuprofen or muscle relaxer stopped working months ago. I lifted too heavy, thought because I wasn't eating fast food, I was eating healthy. I never let my body breathe. I thought pushing past the pain was strength. It meant that I was serious until things started shifting and stiffening. I remember that stupid paper rattling under my legs on the exam table when the doctor was trying to get a reflex from my right leg as he tapped right below my knee with that stupid tiny hammer. The orthopedic specialist tapped his pen against his chart while rambling some numbers to his assistant. 2 on the left, 0 out of 10 on the right. He asked me to get down off the table and do a series of bends, squats, and twists. It looks like it could be active scoliosis, not structural, muscular. It could be worked on to stop the progression. And it looks like early arthritis is showing up in your knees and other areas throughout your body. He didn't sugarcoat it. He told me if I continued to go as I was, I'd lose full mobility in a few years. I recommend you stop wrestling. Leave the weights alone for a while. Strengthen the weak areas that need to be strengthened, stretch, and get some oxygen. Let the mat go. I nodded, said thank you, and walked out. Then I crumbled. Not all at once. Grief is clever like that. Sometimes it needs to drip quietly, but heavy. I went silent, skipped classes and practices. I ate junk food and blamed the world. Every time I looked in the mirror, I didn't see an athlete anymore. I saw an almost. My body betrayed me. A dream that dried up before it could even be realized. A girl who didn't know what else she was going to do in her life or what was going to come next. Then it happened. One night, while I was curled up under the covers, still in my hoodie with my phone dead beside me, the energy of the universe folded and bent into a form I could understand. She looked exactly like me, but beautifully older, remarkably softer, stronger, graceful. She was in an instant everything I wanted to be. She didn't speak, but I heard her as if she was whispering directly in my ear. I felt her everywhere in my body. Come, let me give you sight where your vision is blurry and give you the answers you need to move forward. We floated up. I could still see my body laying in the bed under the covers. Then I felt pressure in my chest, a loud sound like a train coming and going. And the next thing I knew, we were floating lights in front of a large Rubik's Cube that continuously shifted, but no colors ever matched completely on one side. The cube was called control. It told us, here, everything went according to the plans of the soul, but the soul paid the price. As we glided through so many lives where things look perfect for a person, on the outside, but the turmoil they suffered within kept them from truly enjoying life. Then we reached a large bedroom door and floated through it. Scholarships, medals, pro contract, my name trending. But behind the lights was a version of me that never slept, never breathed. She owned her schedule but had no joy. Her smile was tight, her eyes haunted. She was performing success, not living it. The light next to me whispered, you thought you were controlling everything, your goals, your plans. That false power made you feel secure and you didn't need to feel anymore. But you'd be surprised how relaxing it can be to release your grip on life and feel what it has for you. You can't fear discomfort. You must trust it. That's where guidance lives. At that moment, at the moment I heard the words flow through my body, it felt like the ache I carried started dissolving. It was like unclenching your jaw muscles that you didn't even know you were holding tight. Like grief was exhaling. We moved forward. We flew through a blue door with royal purple trim and gold scripted letters, lessons past. As we walked away from my high school, college, and Olympic achievements, we walked into a beautiful 3-story home. Brick fireplace, high ceilings, and waxed and polished floors. A woman walked into the bright open kitchen and sat on the island in the middle. I watched as I placed my right hand on the counter in front of myself and stared at it. I was confused because I thought to myself, what lesson am I learning here? But then I saw a young boy running into the house. He asked a version of myself that was sitting at the counter if she can help him fix the chain that broke off his bike. As he handed her the bike chain, she tried her best to close her hand into a fist as she rose to torture her body for the sake of love. As I was about to ask what lesson this was, another woman walked down from the long hallway and dumped 2 containers of clothes on the large couch. She called 2 names, and 2 young children came laughing and joking with each other. I need your help because my body is telling me to take it easy. My hands are hurting so bad, so do me a favor, fold up these clothes. Let's have fun. Whoever folded the most pieces neatly will get $5. Mom, we got it. We don't need your measly $5. What's that gonna buy us anyway? They laughed. The bright light echoed to me to come. We were in the living room where both versions of myself were sitting on the couch. The woman on the left, who had 1 kid, had tears streaming down her face as she shifted control uncomfortably where she sat. I could see through her flesh to her energy field. It was getting weaker and weaker. The woman on the right, however, sat massaging her palms. She looked straight ahead and got up. She started doing some light stretches, and I could see her energy. It was steady, but it looked like it was trying to repair itself, like blowing air into a crushed water bottle. The light spoke through vibration again and told me how the lady will get much worse before she's forced into a hospital. She will have to have her own night with her soul before she begins to see, hear, and listen. The spirit of the other will meet you soon and help you through a specific time where you'll need to learn how to ask for help. But if you do decide to stop or give up, it would only be to build up enough pain to jolt you forward again. There will always be discomfort, but you decide how much and for how long. As we floated out of the house and into another time, a small but brighter light came up to me and myself. It did not say anything. It stopped in front of us, then continued glowing down a dark, distorted pathway. We followed. As we moved down the endless hall, there were voices that whispered on top of each other. I asked what they were saying. The truth to all the lies told throughout their lives. They were telling themselves the truth about themselves. We reached what appeared to be another door, but this one was wide instead of tall. It started to shimmer beautifully, and then I could see right through it. I saw many young children of different ages. They were all doing their own thing in their lives, but there was one young girl that glowed brighter than the rest. She was staring at herself in the mirror with anger in her eyes. In an instant, I reached her. I looked at myself. Before I could open my mouth to ask what was wrong, she said in my mind, I hate my body. I lack discipline. I lack discipline to do the things I really want. I'm failing at life and I don't see anything different happening for the future. At that same moment, I heard the young girl in my head. I felt the pains and hurts from the things that I was told as a child from my foster mother and teachers. You ugly black bitch. That's why nobody wanted you. She needs to be on medication. She needs help. I looked at her and saw myself, not the strong version, the raw one, the girl who needed kindness, not coaching. I didn't try to fix her. I just listened to her. As she told me her ideas, what she likes, dislikes, I gave her my perspective on some things from my life experiences. And as we continued on, her energy got brighter, stronger. She turned and wrapped her arms around me. I hugged her with all the love inside of me. And then her energy flowed into mine and we became one. A calm washed over me. I turned and was surprised by all the children staring at me, waiting for permission to be listened to. As I listened, I smiled and thought, this is what I'm here for. Not to win, to help others return to their bodies, to remember their worth, to heal. Then I remember grabbing one of the pillows from behind me and putting it between my legs as I realized I was in my bed again. I opened my eyes and knew I would never wrestle again. But for the first time in months, I didn't feel like something was taken from me. Something was given. And as I sit and I turn to the interviewer, I finished telling her the night that changed my life. That's it.
That should not be it. That should be a screenplay. First of all,
I was
that was
thinking
the first.
the
That
same
was
thing.
like my first thought. That was definitely a screenplay. Also creative. I don't know if you meant to do this, but this is me thinking with the metaphorical brain. Like the wrestler as a profession kind of seemed like a metaphor for what you wrestle with life.
Actually,
And
dang, that was good. I didn't mean that.
I'm saying, I'm just saying, like just
I just didn't want to
feeling
pick bodybuilder. That would have been too close to me, but that was good. That's
right.
good.
And also like thinking about what you said about your experiences in your life. You have wrestled with a lot, right? You wrestle with certain thoughts, you wrestle with ideals and whatnot, and you tend to persevere through them. And also the portion about looking into yourself and the creativity of describing astral travel. I don't know if you meant to do that either, but the
Yeah, I
way I
did.
pictured it, okay, Pete, that was magic. Like I don't know if I've heard that done that way in recent history, which is why I was like, this is definitely screenplay worthy. Like, 'cause a lot of people don't understand astral travel, but a lot of people experience it, and somebody needs to be the first to talk about it. So yeah, man, that was dope. I hope you continue the thoughts that you had. You know what I'm saying? That you left on the table. I understand you wanted to cut it or whatever, but that could be a screenplay, man. Super dope.
Yeah. Thank you. You see how long that was already? I had to cut it short, really, because initially I had like 4 portals that I was going through, but I was like, nah, it's getting too long.
Part 1, part 2, part 3, champ.
Yeah. I mean, what I think is so freeing right now is the opportunity to use AI, and maybe that's something you may want to consider, Cynthonia, because you could make that into an AI film.
Like you talking about the graphics that you did with Aurelia, because I have so many ideas for that, but I just have to figure out like how to like I don't know, you and like I don't know that part. I have to figure out how to do that. That's like a whole nother learning process that I'm gonna have to go
You
through.
could make a website. It's so easy.
Yeah.
can do it. You just got to have a go in it, Emmanuel.
Yeah, it's a quick learn. Because what I see Caroline doing with it, once you get it, you're gonna be just like what Adriana said. You're gonna have movies out there because that's what that was for me. At least I just saw scenes unfolding, especially when you talked about seeing an almost right. So many people can relate to that, like not being good enough. Like I almost made it to be a wrestler or whatever. Or the part you said about performance success but not living it.
That's how I
I mean,
feel.
it was very layered. It was
That's how I feel about my life. Like that's what I'm doing now. Even when I'm doing my stretching and when I'm like, it's like I'm just like playing out the role of it. You know what I'm saying? It's different from actually like being present with it and just like being in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But in that time and what I'm writing about, like, it's a true thing. I took it from that. Like my whole life. Like I'm not acting, but in that content, I meant it. I meant it just like that. Like, yeah,
That's
if
what
that
makes
makes
it more
sense.
impactful for sure. That like you could feel that like I'm not gonna be the one to dissect your work because you know as an artist you should you know have your private moments and know what is what. But from my perspective, listening to it, it kind of felt like you leaned in a bit more when it was more about you. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Some of it couldn't. Some of it could have been fiction. I don't know. But the way you wrote it, it seemed as if there were moments where you wanted the listener to lean in, and there were other moments where you wanted the listener to kind of zoom out and take a peek at the whole atmosphere. There were other moments where you wanted the listener to take a peek inside your head, like that. It was brilliantly done, truthfully, and I agree
Thank
with
you. And I'm glad
Caroline.
that you got that good. You got it exactly the way I wanted it to be perceived. That's good. That's excellent. I felt good
Screenplay,
about this one too. That's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
that could be something
You
for
need
teenagers, man. That story could definitely encourage some young people. So definitely, if you have the ideas and the how you want your characters to look, give it a shot, man. It could help a lot of people for sure.
oh yeah, especially when I'm thinking about what Caroline brought up last week with the look Maxon.
With the who, Maxon?
Look Maxon. I
Yeah,
think
I
they
had never
wrote
heard
it
of
at
that
that
either.
time. But how young people nowadays are like going above and beyond getting surgery or spending a whole bunch of money on their outward appearance.
Yeah, that's a bad thing that's happening
think
right now.
I
Yeah,
think
see, and that's
skincare
like
can
that. What
help
I'm
with
saying
that.
is, like, it would be easy for me to write with like my ideas and lessons in like little short stories, little parables like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
was it too boring? Because it was like a lot of reading. Like that's
No,
my only thing. But I guess if it's a film, it won't be boring because like I can make it cooler. So yeah, whatever. All
not
right.
boring. It's just you not having the full confidence in your own ability because it's everything you write is interesting. And I picked out the same bit as Emmanuel actually. I saw an almost. I thought that is a line, mate. You know, because how many people feel like that? And what it sparked in my head was, you know, it's just all this perception business.
hmm
Because you see an almost and everyone else sees a winner. But if you see an almost, that's the reality that you live in. Do you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
again, it made me think about there's a young woman, Black American woman, who unalived herself not long ago, and she was a presenter on TV, and she was young and she was stunningly beautiful, and she looked like she had the perfect life, but she just didn't think she was good enough. You know, so it's like young people having two teenage daughters as well. You know, young people need these balances. They need us to bring them back to reality. Do you know what I mean? Because they are bombarded with you're not good enough. You don't look good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not achieving enough. You haven't got enough clothes. You haven't got enough style. You haven't got enough. You haven't got enough. You haven't got enough. You know, so anywhere that they can get the affirmation that you're not only good enough, you're better than good enough. So your story writing, Cynthonia, is a true gift. Absolutely engaging. And you add visuals to that and it's off the chain.
I'm falling into it, you know. My professors always told me that so I'm leaning into it. I believe it. I believe it more and more. And I feel like I write better and better. So it's cool.
I think you've got a great storytelling voice as well. You know, that kind of Maya Angelou, that what's her name? That other black female author with the locks. Toni Morrison.
I love me some Toni Morrison. I love Toni Morrison. I'm telling you. I love Zora Neilson, and I love Maya Angelou. I love those my top 3. Like, love them.
Well, you got what they got, so keep it coming.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. And let's go.
Get off me now. Get off me now. So I think that concludes the performance segment of this month's podcast on spirituality, part 1, the inner world. Adriana, anything you'd like to say to close?
Everybody keep creating. Please be inspired by what we say, but don't just be inspired by what we say. Be inspired by what you see in the mirror. And dig into your own version of what we do, because that's the goal here, right? Not to just create something and have people listen, but to have people embrace and tap into themselves, because where all the magic happens is inside.
Perfect.